What you're about to hear is quite possibly the strangest, funniest, and most spectacular thing you'll ever hear. Be patient. It won't all come at once. I mean, prematurely. Young lady sitting in here with me, it's a pleasure to meet you. My associate attorney, Brett, does a lot of the new client intakes. Oftentimes, I don't get to meet the client until I'm taking depositions on their case.
Oh, this isn't a deposition, is it? Is it? Is it? I would have worn shoes for the appointment.
Well, Brett is tied up on a case. No, his wife. Anyway, since I've been representing employees since 1993, I can get the answers to these interrogatories in probably 10 or 15 minutes by asking you the right questions.
You have the right questions?
Okay, let me simplify this. These are just form interrogatories you're supposed to answer.
Oh, I don't know if I'll be okay if this is a harsh interrogation.
Interrogatory is a question, but I'm asking them, and these are not particularly controversial questions.
Controversial? My case is very controversial.
Let's just start at the top. Can you spell your name for me?
I could.
All right, I just want to make sure we have your last name spelled right. I've seen a few different spellings of your last name.
Not my first name?
Well, your first name is pretty common. I know how to spell that.
Reverb? Reverb. Reverb.
Yeah, it's just like verb, but a R-E in front. Us lawyers always say in re when we are in meaning to say in regard to.
Okay.
Well, so how do you spell your last name, Reverb?
I spell it all the time. It's not a problem.
Well, maybe if you showed me your driver's license, we'd kill two birds with one stone. I'd get the spelling right and the driver's license number. I have to put those in Form Interrogatory General 2.4.
We're gonna kill two birds. No, nobody told me that.
Well, hopefully neither of us will kill any birds during our lives, singularly or together.
Together? Together. Together. Together.
Well, how about this? You write the spelling of your last name on this piece of paper here.
I can't do that.
All right, let's start with the first letter of your last name.
That's a place to start.
What letter does your last name start with?
D, like as in dactyl omegaly.
Where did that come from?
Mr. Gerber, do you have large digits?
Dactylomegaly is a condition of having large digits. Can we move on to the next letter of your last name?
You? Like in...
I promised we'd be done with these interrogatories in 10 to 15 minutes. I didn't think it would take this long to pull the spelling of your last name out of you.
Nobody said you'd be pulling my last name out of me. They've got to tell me these things.
Well, who are these people that would have made these earth-shattering disclosures like I'd be pulling your last name out of you? We'd be answering interrogatories and maybe even killing two birds with one stone.
People.
What people?
Do you have to know?
No.
Do you have anything to drink?
Well, they always have peach lemonade here.
Oh, I can't do that. It's not good for my voice. My voice is an important power.
Okay, so, Reverb, we've been here for 5 minutes, and I don't have the spelling of your last name.
We did the D and the U already. How fast is this supposed to go?
Well, definitely faster. Aren't you gonna
ask me where those noises are coming from?
I'd rather not.
Why?
I can't get into that right now.
Am I gonna win my case or not?
I need more information. I mean, so far I only know your first name is Reverb, and I don't even know how to spell your last name.
Nobody does.
That's why I think you need to spell your last name out. What we have is, well, in the file, it's Duckalingus. I mean, that can't be right.
How did you ever get that?
Well, that's what it looks like you wrote on the new client information sheet.
Can I see that?
Sure.
That's my writing? I never write like that.
All right, well, here's some paperwork you filled out for the job. It's a W-4. Is that your writing on there?
That looks familiar.
Well, it's the same writing as the new client information that says your last name is Duckalingus.
It is?
How many fingers am I holding up?
I don't know.
You're sitting right in front of me.
But I can't tell you how many fingers you're holding up. How many fingers is that supposed to be?
Well, here's one big finger.
Oh,
How many fingers am I holding up now?
dactylomegaly.
I don't have that condition.
I bet your wife wishes you did.
Okay, your last name is not Duckalingus, but it starts with D-U. What letter comes after U in this last name?
Let me think. I don't know.
I know this is supposed to be comedy radio and all, but you don't have to come in here doing a comedy routine when we're here trying to answer form interrogatories for your employment case.
Can we come back to this question?
I'm afraid we'll have to come back to question 2.1a.
Good. What's the next question?
All right, question 2.1b is state all names that you have used in the past.
Ugh. We'd be here all day. All day. All day. All day.
You've used that many different names?
I've used a few.
All right, so what are those names?
Good ones.
Oh, this is agonizing.
Ugh.
Aren't you going to ask?
Aren't you going to ask me where those sounds are coming from?
Okay, fine. This program is made possible through a generous grant from the Helms Foundation, $5.14 billion in funding and 14 inches of endowment.
Remus Helms isn't making those noises.
No, but his presence is always felt around here. You've got to consider the kind of guests he sends me every week.
Actually, he indirectly referred me to your law firm.
We took your case?
You had that summer associate? I heard her on episode 70. I listen to the Karl Gerber with a K channel on YouTube for new releases of the show. Her name is Summer or something?
Yeah, figures.
What's that supposed to mean?
All right, this is the Karl Gerber Workplace Lawyer Show. Form interrogatories are just simple questions. Do judicial counsel approve? They're not really appropriate form interrogatories general for employment law, but we still get them. And I mean, it shouldn't take this long just to get this woman to tell me what her name is and to spell it. This is ridiculous. So if you have a real employment problem at work, I'd like you to call me at the office during normal business hours at 877-525-0700. I can really fill out form interrogatories in 10 to 15 minutes when I don't have clients like this. 877-525-0700 for the original employment lawyer. 877-525-0700. When we come back, I hope we can make a little progress on filling this stuff out a lot faster than we have so far on the Karl Gerber Workplace Lawyer Show on Talk Radio 790 KABC.
These barristers make me see red.
Talk Radio 790 KABC. This is the Karl Gerber Workplace Lawyer Show. I'm Karl Gerber, and I'm going to be sweating tonight in my bed if we can't get these interrogatories answered a little faster here with Reverb. So, Reverb, how are we going to do this with the various names you've used? Reverb, could you speak directly into the microphone?
I wanted to ask you about that. Why do I have to talk into the microphone? This is a weird conversation.
It is a weird conversation.
Could you answer my question?
Well, you told my law firm that the only time you were available was Sunday night at 7 p.m., and it had to be on the west side. We've been trying to get you to answer these interrogatories for 3 months. We're on to the last extension.
I said said I was also available on Saturday from 7 to 8 p.m. if your show happened to be broadcast on a Saturday because there wasn't a USC game on a Saturday, thereby causing your show to be live broadcast on a Sunday at the same 7 to 8 p.m. hour.
In other words, you just wanted to get on the show.
Something like that.
Well, I'm sorry to bore the audience with this content. This is exceedingly dull and rather painstaking of an exercise in getting this client to just spell her last name and tell us what her names she used in the past. But if this wasn't answered by close of business on Monday, the employer we're suing was going to move for sanctions and a motion to compel against Reverb, whatever her last name is, D-U. I hope the next letter is an H.
I've seen it spelled that way.
D-U-H? Is that wrong?
I think it's supposed to be D-U-K.
Oh, Duke Acuna Kinsey. If so, I'm on to that.
No, Duke Ellington.
Like the musician?
No, Dookie Ellen stuff.
Dookie Allen stuff.
You keep messing it up. Dookie-ish cootie cootie.
All right, this means one of three things. One, you are illiterate and your name is never spelled the same way twice. Two, it may mean you use a last name which is never spelled the same way twice, which I hate to burst your bronchial tubes over, but we've had guests on this show that do that. And, or quite possibly, I rather think almost definitely, you are related to Cindy D, who is Duke Acuna Kinsey sometimes, but not all the time, and doesn't wish to have, do you wish to have your name spelled differently or on account of what you do for a living, just like Cindy D?
Cindy D. Oh, she is so pretty.
We've
Pretty,
heard
pretty.
that.
Pretty. She's the most famous English-speaking landline phone sex operator. Can people on cell phones even reach her? Why wouldn't she want people to know who she is?
Oh, that's easy. She gets bugged in like Russian bookstores, pet stores too.
I completely understand.
You know, are you related to Cindy D?
Not by blood or anything.
Well, marriage?
It's kind of hard to explain. What I'm thinking is her husband is related to my mother. I think they are related search terms or something. They're both in the construction industry, but my mother doesn't construct, like, buildings. Actually, I think her mother and my husband's mother are sisters. Or maybe it's the other way around. Actually, I think I might be related to Cindy D by birth.
How can you be so unsure of things like that?
I don't even know how to spell my last name.
Well, sitting across from you, when I first saw you, I thought you looked a lot like Cindy D.
Oh, she's so pretty. Pretty. Pretty.
Could I call up Cindy D? I could call up her genius daughter right now, and well, I could ask her how the two of you are related.
Oh, let me text Vargine. She might even know how to spell my last name.
I hate to involve third parties in answering interrogatories. That sort of breaks the attorney-client privilege, but I'm thinking maybe Vargine could help us get through these interrogatories.
I had no idea bringing a lawsuit would be this much work.
What are you referring to?
These questions you've been asking me.
Like whether you're related to Cindy D, the most famous landline phone sex operator in the world?
No, that's an easy one. It's the stuff about how to spell my last name and all the names I've gone by.
Yeah, that's some pretty heavy stuff. The nerve of the Judicial Council thinking these are appropriate questions for somebody bringing a lawsuit to have to answer.
That's what I was thinking. Why can't I just go anonymous? Why does my employer have to know I am the one suing?
Oh, brother, have you heard from Vargine?
Oh, let me check my phone. Can I read you the text?
Yes.
I wrote HIVARJENOTTOOLATE.
Oh, you don't have to spell out everything you wrote.
Should I spell out everything Vargine wrote?
Could I just read it?
I don't think I could do that.
Could I?
Probably.
Just give me the phone. Vargine wrote, "Hi, anti-reverb. It's not too late. I'm a genius. I was just in the middle of trying to figure out how much energy there is in the smallest particle, which some call flavors of quarks. The scientists are wrong. I think I found something smaller."
Are you going to read that whole thing? It'll take all night.
It says you're the aunt to Cindy D's daughter.
Oh, now I am remembering something. We're sisters.
How could you forget that?
It's been a really long day.
Did you and Cindy D grow up together?
We shared a room until we were about 14, and she started doing those calls with boys.
Well, you said we were 14. Are you twins?
No, I know we aren't. We even have different fathers.
But you were both 14 at the same time.
That's where I get confused. I think I was 8 at the time. Actually, I don't know who my father is. Well, I think I know, but I don't want to say.
Well, we don't have to get into that for these interrogatories.
Cindy D. That's right. She lived at home even when she worked at the Judaica bookstore and had that injury. Come to think of it, I think she moved out around the time I was a senior in high school. Yeah, we are sisters.
Oh, I'm glad Vargine, the 8-year-old genius, was able to jog your memory.
Like I said, it's been a long day. And then you're asking me all those questions, like how I spell my last name and the names I've used in the past.
Well, we're moving pretty quickly, but we haven't exactly answered a single subpart of Form Interrogatory 2.1.
Are there any more subparts to 2.1?
Well, there's C.
Isn't that hot?
I think obnoxious would be a better word.
Don't you wonder where all those noises are coming from?
Oh, that doesn't really concern me.
Oh, it concerns me.
All right, subpart C is the dates you used the various names you never told me about.
How could I possibly answer that question?
I haven't the faintest idea.
Isn't there an easier question?
2.9 asks if you can speak English with ease, and if not, what dialect you'd prefer.
Dialectic, I'd prefer. I grew up in South Van Nuys. This here is how we talked in South Van Nuys, California.
I've never heard somebody in South Van Nuys, I mean, perhaps almost a Victory Boulevard, which used to be Central Van Nuys before the whole world became Sherman Oaks. I've never heard them talk like that.
Is that a racist comment?
Well, it's not supposed to be.
Did we get that 2.9 thing done?
I can answer it for you given our conversation in English. I'm not sure why the lawyer on the other side checked that box. Probably just to cost the client more money.
How much longer is this going to take?
We've only got one interrogatory answered so far. I'll just answer 2.10 that you read English with ease.
Oh, not with ease. It's not that easy. I am not easy. Easy.
All right,
easy.
Form Interrogatory 2.13. Wow, I'd rather not ask this one.
Then don't.
We have to answer it. It asks if you or any other person were under the influence of any drug, alcohol, marijuana, or medication within 24 hours before the incident.
What's the incident?
Yeah, that's sort of ambiguous for an employment lawsuit. We can object.
That's a good idea.
Well, we could object and say, notwithstanding said objections, plaintiff responds no.
Why would we want to do that?
Because the objection might be a waste of time.
I don't think so.
Well, then, I hate to ask, but who was under the influence of a drug, medication, marijuana, or alcohol?
Who wasn't?
Well, I guess not Donald Trump. I mean, that's the thing about it. I mean, he probably should get medicated.
He was involved in the incident? Was he? Okay, he might have been, but not directly.
Let me look at the complaint. I need to know what the incident is here. The primary issues, I've just heard wrongful termination.
The sound guy grabbed me.
Just now?
No, not that sound guy. He's a perfect gentleman. I asked him to move my car for me on the break because I didn't want anybody to see it in the parking lot. He went out there, got the windows opened, and moved it even though the parking brake was on. No keys or anything.
Okay, this is the Karl Gerber Workplace Lawyer Show, and this is a very strange conversation I'm having. I don't know what the hell is up. If you want to have a conversation with me about an employment case, I'd like to hear from you during the week at 877-525-0700. If you were wrongfully terminated, you might have a lawsuit, 877-525-0700. Trust me, answering interrogatories is never this painful. 877-525-0700 for a winning employment lawyer since 1993. All right, go to the Karl Gerber with the K channel. If you don't know who Cindy D is, I think you should, because that's an important element of this show. We'll be back in a minute, and maybe we'll answer a question or two of these interrogatories on the Karl Gerber Workplace Lawyer Show, Talk Radio 790 KBC.
These barristers make me see red.
Talk Radio 790 KBC. This is the Karl Gerber Workplace Lawyer Show. We seem to have tonight the sister of Cindy D, who is the most famous English-speaking landline phone sex operator in the world. And I'm trying to answer interrogatories with her. So, Reverb, this lawsuit is against a company that I haven't heard of. And let's jump ahead and try to answer the interrogatories about your employment for the last 5 years.
Oh, I don't remember.
You don't remember what?
The names of the companies I've worked for the last 5 years.
We aren't really getting anywhere.
No, we aren't. Guess you're not a perfect gentleman, like the sound guy here who moved my car with his bare hand.
Hands.
Hand? Didn't you see it or nothing?
Nothing.
Nothing what?
You want to make something out of this?
I'm not making it with anybody.
Well, are you sure that my law firm represents you?
No.
Let me see the caption here. Unfortunately, the caption of the lawsuit has my law firm's name on it.
Why's that unfortunate?
Well, how about this? The name of the company that we're suing, please.
Oh, I remember that. That's easy. You already have it anyway.
I'd like to hear it from you. What is this?
Are you ready?
Well, isn't that a song by the Gleaming Spires?
Is it?
All right, just tell me the name of the company we're suing.
ASMR.
Yeah, that's what the complaint says, but I'd like you to put what that stands for. We'll make you look smart on these interrogatories.
Why would you want to do that?
Well, I don't want you looking dumb.
Brett said I had to be completely honest about everything and tell the truth in this lawsuit.
Well, that's true.
Then why are you trying to make me look smart?
Oh, I won't do that. We'll just say ASMR is the company you work for.
M-R-A.
Yuck!
Q M D.
That's who you work for?
No, that's the South Coast Air Quality Management District. You thought I worked there?
Okay, so you worked at ASMR. Oops, I said it too fast.
Oh, you can say it fast, too. ASMR.
What does ASMR stand for? Oh, I've got an idea. I happen to have this sound effects board here.
ASMR. Autonomous Sensory Meridian Response.
That's the name of your company?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Well, you're related to Cindy D, right?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Oh, that's pretty good. I didn't hear much reverb in there.
I was talking.
I think the time has come that you tell us exactly what it is that you do at ASMR.
You don't know what ASMR is, do you?
Well, it's obviously autonomous sensory meridian response.
You do know what that is.
Meridian is sailing north or south opposed to parallel sailing.
Oh, you parallel sail?
Oh no, I just parallel park.
You can do that?
Yeah.
Are we done now?
All right, let's put these interrogatories aside for a minute because this whole meridian response thing is a bit vague. Are you a psychologist?
Sort of.
Well, I don't think there's a sort of.
There's always a sort of.
Could you definitively tell us more about this meridian response thing?
ASMR. A feeling of euphoric tingling and relaxation that can come over someone when he or she watches certain videos or hears certain sounds.
I think I've heard about this. There are like videos of women brushing their hair. It relaxes people and they go to sleep. Oh no.
Those aren't the kind of sounds over at the ASMR project I'm involved in. Not there anymore, but I still do it.
Tell us more about ASMR. There's a psychologist on after this show. I mean, this should stimulate his listeners.
ASMR is a low-grade euphoria characterized by a combination of positive feelings and a distinct static-like tingling sensation on the skin. The ASMR I'm involved in isn't low-grade.
Oh, reverb? Now I think I get it. You're a sound engineer.
I can do that job when I'm doing my own ASMR.
What do you mean?
In colloquial terms, in usage, ASMR includes brain massage, head tingle, brain tingle, spine tingle, and brain orgasm. But I don't do brain orgasms.
What do you do? Oh, what just happened here?
Did it happen to you?
Well, those people outside picking up their dogs from all the dog places that, they literally surround this building. They've got those happy ending faces.
Mr. Gerber, it's a very dangerous thing when I do sexually arousing ASMR.
Oh, no!
Things happen.
How long have you been in this business?
I've had it all along. I just didn't know it. ASMR is a new field.
Yeah, I feel like this whole conversation we're having is like so 2017.
That's when I started ASMR. Now I remember.
Oh, we're suing an ASMR company.
Isn't that obvious?
What was your job there?
I started out recording ASMR just like everybody else, but by the second or third session, you know,
I don't.
I had to start being my own sound engineer.
Was that a problem?
The guy who was doing the sound engineering work wasn't too happy about it.
Was he fired?
He liked what happened when he recorded for me.
Well, what happened?
I can't say on the radio.
Did he finish?
Right away, but not the sound engineering work.
I think I see.
You've seen that?
Oh, not what happened in Ray, this particular sound engineer, but I am saying I understand the problem.
This is why I'm wondering who my father might be.
Could be passed on the maternal side. Your mother birthed Cindy D, too.
I know, but my talent is much more intense. Supernatural, if I must say so himselfish.
What else happened at this job we're suing?
I couldn't post my work without it happening.
What happened?
I can't say on the radio.
Did your work get posted on the internet?
I had to do it myself.
Was that a problem?
It took longer than if somebody helped me, but I got there.
How did this job end?
They said I work better by myself.
Were they making money off you?
Have you heard my videos?
I don't think I want to. Besides, this is commercial radio.
Cindy D didn't tell you about me? What I've been doing professionally for the last 2 years?
Cindy D has told me about uncles by marriage and distant relationships to Lisa Glickman, who I met Dumas, the incompetent employment defense lawyer, through when he was ripping her off. But I didn't know she had a sister.
Oh, she probably forgot she had a sister. I mean, she, too, forgot she had a sister.
Does that happen a lot?
I think so.
Have you ever forgotten that you have, say, a mother?
People say I must have a mother.
But you aren't too sure.
I am not too sure.
Which raises an interesting question, who this girl's father is. And I am just dying to know, how could anybody create children that have these like extrasensory sexual powers that make things happen without anything but a voice? I don't know. Geez, the things I get confronted with on this show are even weirder than the employment lawsuits that I do at the office. If you want to call me at the office, I would like to hear from you at 877-525-0700. That's 877-525-0700 for the real employment lawyer who will save you from the infomercials. 877-525-0700 for pretty good employment law firm. That's my firm. We've been in business since 1993. This is Talk Radio 790 KABC, and I can only imagine what's going to happen when we come back.
These barristers
Talk
make
Radio 790 KABC. Sometimes I feel like I have a lot of sex addicts on this show. I don't even want to hear things like that. Reverb, this really raises a question. If Cindy D's your sister, you don't know who your father is. Who is your father?
I once met somebody who said we were sisters.
Well, who was that?
There was a convention for people who do things that make other people feel like they just experienced sex. I met this girl there.
Now, this sounds like maybe not the best place to meet people.
She was sort of a trip. She sits around drinking snuff and playing dominoes and snorting wine all day.
Well, I wouldn't expect you to meet normal people at a convention for people who make other people feel like they just had a sexual experience.
She was cool and everything. She invited me on that Storm Area 51 thing in September.
Oh, yeah, I think I heard about that.
See? You know stuff.
Oh, I know people who've been abducted.
You too? What a coincidence.
I once had a girlfriend with an exceptionally high voice. So for attention one day, she claimed she'd been abducted on a street by the park. The story sort of fell apart.
She couldn't say anything accurate about the aliens?
It was supposed to have happened near the Van Nuys Sherman Oaks Park. Aliens were not involved.
Oh, I thought you said you knew people who've been abducted.
You mean more like alien abductions? Sorry. Oh, sure. I know lots of people. I had a client whose father was from the base near Lancaster, and he said there were all sorts of aliens on ice over there.
The girl I met at the convention took me down to Area 51. We were going to storm the gate.
Can you demonstrate how that was going to work?
Like this.
I don't understand what that was. Whoa! Wait, we're on radio and nobody saw that.
Can you describe what I just did?
I'm not sure. That was one of the weirder things I've ever seen lately.
Just try.
Okay, she got into a forward-leaning position with her hands and arms facing backwards. She started to race faster and faster towards this sound-insulating 1 foot thick wall over on the other side of the room.
That's why I'm not hurt.
Good thing that wall was insulated.
Haven't you seen the anime ninja Naruto Uzumaki?
Would you believe this? I've met him at the Remus Helms Ostrich Ranch.
Hey, that chick I met at the convention said she lived over there too, on the ranch.
I'm wondering if she was accompanied by any friends at the Make People Feel a Sexual Experience Without Having Sex convention or the Storm Area 51 Facebook organized event.
Dacron, not nylon. She was hanging with this chick with a really high voice. She was the girlfriend you told me about who got abducted by an alien?
Yeah, I don't think she runs in those circles. I rather think the girl hanging out with the chick you met, did she happen to glow?
She did. That was weird.
Starlight.
That's her.
She's been on this show lots of times. Her sister Starbright, too.
Yeah. All those people and the chick I met, they knew my sister, Cindy D.
I'm gonna assume the chick you met looked half Japanese and half white.
Yeah, half Japanese and half white, but maybe about 0.1% black.
And she said you could be sisters.
That's what she said. I never really thought about it.
Anita Orchid Helms.
That's her name, Helms. She's Remus Helms' daughter.
It gets even better. She was conceived over at the Lucky 7 Tarzana when Remus Helms went to pay a gas bill. I've heard from both him and Nizuki that Remus Helms wasn't prepared.
Nizuki, the world-famous neuro nurse. Wow, Anita was so humble.
Reverb,
Humble.
I did see what happened in the parking lot when you did those sounds. Those people experienced the big Cheerio.
See, I am not making this up.
I am afraid that I know who your father is.
Could it be? No, he'd taken responsibility.
Have you met him?
That's the thing. I just moved back here. ASMR is in the UK.
We're suing for events that happened in another country. How can we do that?
Forget about this case. I am Remus Helms' daughter. I don't need to be in a lawsuit.
Wait, you said he referred you indirectly. Haven't you met him?
It was weird. One day, I got a summons from the Helms Corporation directing me to call your law firm for legal representation because their journalist had determined I'd been fired from a most unusual job.
This is deep.
It isn't.
I don't mean to break it like this, but if you are really Remus Helms' daughter, and I strongly suspect you are, you probably have hundreds, maybe even thousands of siblings.
Wouldn't my mom have brought this up by now?
Well, there is another possibility.
What? What?
Remus Helms, and not even the Helms Corporation, I mean, they might have been unaware. Oh, wait, hold on, a call is coming in from the Helms Corporation. It's Remus Helms.
What do I say? I don't know what to say. Oh
my God, you guys have been running bioscans of Reverb's voice throughout the show? Oh, not her voice on the show, but the whole sexual thing she does with ASMR? It's unequivocal. Remus. To tell you the truth, I'm not the least bit surprised.
What do I say? What should I say?
Say hello, Father Reverb.
Hello? Remus Helms? I mean, Father?
Remus, I'm sort of wondering how you could just forget you must have gotten together with Cindy D's mother. I mean, after all, you're pretty tight with Cindy D. Oh, you got stuck in that sex robot of her too? Oh no, I didn't, but all those people suing the class action did.
What's my dad saying? What's he saying?
I can't go into the specifics yet. I'm still trying to find out, well, how he didn't realize
it was a one-night stand. Oh. I am a love child.
Oh, no, it's far more complicated.
How?
Reverb, what exactly does your mother do?
I can't say on the radio right now.
Oh, come on.
I don't know what Remus Helms would think.
Well, is that a bad thing?
She's in medicine.
Well, that's not a bad thing.
It's more bioengineering.
Oh, I see.
What's Remus Helms saying? Can I talk to my dad?
Well, maybe off air. He's saying some stuff I can't quite reconcile. It could be interpreted as sacrilegious.
Oh, you can tell me. He's my father.
Hey, Remus, look. Can I tell her, or do you need more time to think about it? The scientists at the Helm Foundation are quite clear on this. Well, it's rather fantastic.
What is it?
Oh, he's claiming it might be an immaculate conception.
Is that possible?
I don't know, man. If your father's Remus Helms, anything along those lines is possible.
What about my mother?
Well, what type of bioengineering does she do?
Real life functioning sexual organs? Well, for people who had an accident, or nowadays people who want to go through a reassignment.
That kind of stuff really works?
Hers do.
Oh, Remus, now you remember who she is. No, I'm not saying you were with her, just that, well, okay, you know her by reputation. You've ordered those products for your sex robots. Oh, you mean to say that you do business with Reverb/Cindy D's mother? Gosh, this is a small world. No, I'm not saying your thing is small. Just the world is small.
Remus Helms. Remus Helms. Dad, I'm coming down to your cosplay ranch in Sun Valley. Right now. Mr. Gerber, these interrogatories will have to wait.
All right. This is the Karl Gerber Workplace Lawyer Show. You should follow it on YouTube on the Karl Gerber with the K channel. If we're not on Sundays from 7 to 8, we're on Saturdays 7 to 8. I do have weekly announcements about whether we're going to be on Saturdays or Sundays until this whole USC football season is done. This is a bit of a continuing series. It's also a phenomena with a lot of internet traffic and a lot of people listening to this weird stuff. So I hope if you don't know who Remus Helms, the most important man of Sun Valley, California, is, you find out, because I did not get the guy $200.1 million when his genital got infringed. And he refers me all these loony guests here every week that have the strangest employment law problems that I would never get involved in at the office, which, if you have a real employment problem, I'd like you to call me. I have offices throughout California. My number is 877-525-0700. I'll have the adverse witnesses sounding like the guests on this show under cross-examination. I guarantee that. That's my talent. Direct exam, I'm okay. Cross-exam, they will sound as loony as these witnesses. The defendant will stop putting on witnesses, and, that may help you win your case. So 877-525-0700 for a serious employment lawyer that has done this so long he knows how to do parody based on employment law. 877-525-0700 for the original employment lawyer, Karl Gerber. This has been the Karl Gerber Workplace Lawyer Show, live from Culver City. Tune in next week at this time. We'll be on Sunday. Thanks for listening, and have a wonderful week of workplace abuse. And if you happen to be in that situation, I think you know where to call. Talk Radio 790 KABC.
You're making it hard for me.
This show furnished by Karl Gerber and Employment Lawyers Group. 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 Employment